Hello everyone, it's me, your average bonehead, Jay, and welcome back to another Steven Universe double feature, but this time we got a special one, Mirror Gem and Ocean Gem. Okay, quick little history lesson. Originally, this was supposed to be the Season 1 finale. Yeah, when Steven Universe was first greenlit, its first season was going to have the stock standard 26 episodes, with Mirror Gem and Ocean Gem being the two-part finale. But for whatever reason, Cartoon Network decided to extend Season 1 to 52 episodes, and what was originally planned as a two-part finale was just turned into a two-part midway point. That, of course, doesn't stop these episodes from feeling very special, though. Starting with Part 1, Mirror Gem, the episode begins with Steven talking to Connie on the phone as he wants her to come over. Unfortunately, she can't do the tennis practice, but she will be tomorrow, and she'll be able to come over all summer since school is out. Of course, Steven, spending his time being trained by the Gems, doesn't go to school, so he actually has no idea what this school is. So Connie explains it to him, and with the help of Pearl, Steven has it all set up. Or at least, what they think it's supposed to look like. Of course, once Pearl realized that all Steven wanted to do was to learn things, she gives him a special mirror that can tell him all about important things in Gem culture.
I must be incredibly important to Gem culture.
Boy, you have no idea. Unfortunately, it appears that the mirror is broken, as it won't tell Pearl anything. So with that all said and done, Pearl decides to dismiss class, and Steven celebrates it being summer vacation. He then bumps into Lars, who attempts a swear word.
Watch where you're going, you little... Steven?
And we see more about how Lars and Sadie are actually incompatible. Then, when Steven leaves, we see two new things. The first, and my personal favorite, is the introduction of the Dewey-mobile. This car is just the funniest thing ever to me, and I have no idea why. And I also love Mayor Dewey's justification to why he was driving on the boardwalk and almost hit Steven.
I'm the mayor! I'm not gonna walk anywhere!
But the thing that alerted Steven to the Dewey-mobile was the mirror. It worked. In fact, the mirror took quite the liking to Steven, and using some voice recordings, it actually manages to talk to Steven, wanting to be his friend. Naturally, Steven wants to show that the mirror works to the Gems, but the mirror does not want him to. But Steven does so anyways. Once he gets back home, we get a funny Pearl and Amethyst moment.
You don't understand. Symmetrical means both sides have to be the same!
Then Steven tells them that the mirror works, and that it's like a person. This of course confuses the Gems, and Garnet tries to take the mirror away from him, leading to Steven...
I'm sorry!
And this is kind of why I don't like Arcade Mania now in retrospect, because, as I said in that episode, this should have been the moment where we learned that Garnet had 3 eyes. It would have hit a lot harder. Now left without any real options, Steven tries talking to the mirror again, and it ends up telling Steven that it wants out. It wants Steven to remove the gem from the back of it. So, Steven does just that. And then the gem can finally reform. As it turns out, it was just a gem trapped in a mirror. And her name is... Lapis Lazuli.
I'm Lapis. Lapis Lazuli.
She then questions if Steven is a crystal gem, then why would he help her? Because apparently the Gems did know Lapis was in there. I think. Looking back, the show actually never gives a reason to why the Gems never let Lapis out of the mirror. My only guess is that they thought she was a homeworld gem. Speaking of which, also yes, Lapis marks the first homeworld gem we've ever seen. And when the Gems show up and confront her, she's revealed to have hydrokinesis, as she's able to defeat them temporarily and escape into the water. She offers Steven to come with her, but he refuses to and stays behind, as she tells Steven not to trust the crystal gems. Then the episode ends with Garnet grounding Steven. Mirror Gem is a very simple episode. At first. The entire first half is just Steven messing around with the mirror, but once it's truly revealed that it has sentience, and especially when Steven ends up going to show the Gems, that's when that good old creepy and surreal imagery starts popping up. And I absolutely love the reveal of Lapis, though I'll have more to say about her when we see her in the next episode, which we'll be talking about right now, Ocean Gem. The episode begins in the morning where the last one left off, with the Gem still telling Steven that he's grounded, and an amazing joke from Amethyst.
Now we're gonna bury you till you've learned your lesson.
That's not how grounding works!
But then Greg comes in and lets them know that there's a big problem. And that problem is, the ocean that covers most of our planet is gone. Oh, and Connie's there too. Of course, the people of Beach City are more concerned that the ocean being gone means they won't get any summer tourists, opposed to the fact that their planet could literally die, and the gems deduct that this must be the work of Lapis Lazuli. With this partially being Steven's fault, Steven decides to go off to find Lapis to get her to give the Earth's ocean back. But Connie, Greg, Lion, oh yeah, this is the first time Greg meets Lion, as well as the gems, Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl, are going to join Steven on his quest. And they even unground Steven, only to ground him again 6 episodes later, as they head off to find Lapis. And I just love the visual of Mayor Dewey trying to refill the ocean with a garden hose. Which is then followed by another god-tier visual gag from Garnet.
So what do you think, Garnet?
Later that night, Steven talks to Pearl, confused as to why another gem like Lapis would attack them, as he believes gems shouldn't fight at all. But then Pearl, as well as Amethyst, explain that all of the monsters they've been fighting used to be just like them. Those monsters are corrupted gems, as we saw in Monster Buddies. Senti was another gem, just like them. That's what she was trying to reform into, but she can't. And, like what was stated at the ending of that episode, the most they can do for them now is keep them in stasis and bubbles, because they don't have a way to heal them.
It's the best we can do for them for now.
Eventually, they finally do make it to where Lapis has the Earth's ocean, as she's trying to make a giant tower out of it. Steven tries to talk her down, but words won't do anything right now, as Lapis ends up spawning in a water clone of Steven, Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl, and we get one hell of a fight. Everything in the choreography, from the speed, the movement, the sudden stops, you feel each hit during this fight, and the music does it wonders.
I hate fighting me.
All these years later, it is still one of my favorite battles in the entire series. Though during the battle, the water Steven ends up almost drowning Connie, but Greg manages to save the kids by running it over with his van. Unfortunately, the water Steven then launches the van in the air, which causes Greg to break his leg, which causes Steven to finally use his shield again to stop the water clones. Lapis is now finally ready to listen to reason, as she brings him up to the top of the tower, right at the edge of the Earth's atmosphere. We then learn why Lapis was making a tower out of Earth's ocean to begin with. She's using it so she can reach her homeworld. You see, as I explained earlier, Lapis is a homeworld gem. Much like most gems, she doesn't believe in Earth, she doesn't even see a real reason to protect it, and views the crystal gems as traitors to their species. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. That's for later down the line. What matters now is that Lapis, even with all of Earth's ocean, can't manage to get far enough, because her gem is cracked. Luckily, Steven managed to coincidentally get healing powers 2 episodes ago, and he uses his healing spit to fix Lapis's gem, letting her mirror eyes go back to normal, and now she can spread out her water wings to fly back to homeworld.
Thank you, Steven.
No prob, Bob.
It's Lapis.
And she gives Earth back its ocean. Connie and Lion end up saving Steven, and Steven manages to save all of them by using his bubble to shield the van long enough for them to get back to Beach City. And then the van finally gives out.
Well, what's that thing you always say about the pork chops and the hot dogs?
But at the same time, the ocean is now returned, and all of Beach City celebrate, thanking Steven for his work, as we get to properly hear the show's main credits theme, Love Like You.
So, Lapis made it off planet.
What does this mean for us?
We wait and see.
And the episode ends on that note. This 2-parter, simply put, is amazing. Say what you will about Lapis down the line. I mean, I still like her and like the nuance behind her character that people choose to ignore for some reason, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. But I think her introduction, as well as introduction to the concept of other gems, was flawless. I love Mirror Gem's unsettling mystery about what was going on, and I love Ocean Gem's adventure, the major lore tidbits we get about the corrupted gems, as well as the amazing fight scene. And that conclusion, topped off with the music, is just so pristine. I can't recommend these episodes enough. I mean, hey, they were meant to be a season finale, and even though they're not anymore, they still feel like a special event. Now, I'm your average bonehead Jay, and I wish you all good night.
Just adore you, I wish that